Hello there, Adita Lang, and welcome to my kitchen. So today on the menu we have what's called Sofrito. What's that? I'm Latin, and in Latin cultures you make this concoction of vegetables that you can use basically to flavor just about anything. So what I like to do with what we're going to make now is we're going to make something that we can use to flavor black beans or white beans or honestly even garbanzos. It's just really flavorful. And what I do is I'm going to end up freezing it in little ice cube trays, and then that way when I have to make a meal really quick, I can actually get a can. Not that I always use cans, but we can use cans when they're organic, BPA free. What can I say? I could use a can of beans. I can put in a couple of ice cubes in there, and then, well, these ice cubes, not regular ice cubes, and then season it up, and I've got beans, like quick and easy. And so that's what the whole thing is about. It's about getting in and out of the kitchen as quickly as possible. So for today's sofrito, what we're gonna be using is we're going to be using cilantro. And I just want you to see this. I know it's not very pretty, but this is what I do when I get my cilantro home from the store, because this is going to keep your cilantro fresh for a week in the refrigerator, as opposed to just tossing it in there and letting it wilt. So I get the cilantro from the store. This is the regular, produce bag, and I just put it in a jar of water in the produce bag. And then when I'm ready for it, I'm going to take it out, and now I'm actually going to get rid of some of the stems. So I'm going to take this. This is 2 big bunches of cilantro. So for this recipe, I'm using 2 big bunches, okay? And so with that said, I'm going to end up cutting off a lot of this stalk because it's just not that flavorful. So we're gonna cut off some of the stalk here and have this ready to go. We also have to get rid of the rubber band that's on here and cut off the stalk. So I've got one grouping here of cilantro, and now we're gonna get this one ready as well. Same thing. So we have the stalk off and we have all the leaves. So I'm gonna put this here to the side for just a moment. So the first thing I'm gonna put in my food processor is gonna be a little bit of garlic. I say probably about 2 cloves of garlic. Now when you get a clove like this of garlic and you want to take the skin off, I want you to take the flat end of your knife, give it a little bit of oomph, and you're going to crack the shell of the garlic, and now that shell comes right off, and you can place the garlic inside your food processor. We're going to do the exact same thing with the other one. You're gonna see how quick this is, and this is something that you can use all the time. They stay frozen in my freezer for, I hate to say it this way, but up to a month. And yes, does it keep its nutrition? It does, because we froze it, right? So it keeps its nutrition, and it's something that helps me make a quick meal when I am kind of stuck and don't have time. Like a lot of us, we just don't have time. So we're gonna take that in our food processor, chop that up into teeny tiny little pieces. There you go. And let that be for a second. Now, next thing up, I like to rinse my cilantro. So those bunches that I cut, I'm going to give it a quick little rinse. And then I'm simply smashing it up and sticking it in the food processor. So I'm gonna start with one bunch. If you put too much in the food processor at one time, it's harder to cut. So I like to get one cut up before I add in the other one. But it goes pretty quick, as you can see. Okay, so we're gonna do the same thing with the other bunch. I hope you're timing me. We're gonna be in and out of this kitchen very fast. Oh, there's a puppy wanting to tell us that it's feeding time at the zoo. Okay, so now we're cutting this one up. You just wait. Now I have that all chopped up, and so now I have these beautiful heirloom tomatoes. These are 2 medium-sized tomatoes. I'm gonna take the stem out of the center, and I'm going to quarter it, so cut it in 4s. It just makes it easier to cut in the food processor, to be honest. These heirloom tomatoes have amazing flavors, so we're gonna throw those in there. So that was 2 medium tomatoes. Now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of these small sweet peppers, and so we're gonna add those in too. I take off the ends. I basically just cut the ends, and then I cut them in half. This one has a little dead part there, so we're gonna cut him in half. Throw those halves in there. This is already starting to smell pretty amazing, to be honest. Now this sofrito, you could also use as something to just kind of add to a stir fry. Just remember, it's a flavor of cilantro and tomatoes and peppers. So you have to be a little bit, depending on what you're putting it with, but it could be mixed up with so many things. So we will let that mix up. It's almost done. Very quick, I said. Yep, there we go. So now we have what's called sofrito. And I know it looks green. It may not look that appealing, but it smells really good. So with this is what we're going to do. Let me get a spoon out. And we are going to spoon this into our ice cube containers, filling each one up. And this is going to be your seasoning for beans, for maybe a stir fry, anything. And it'll be ready for you. So all you have to do is pop these out of the freezer and add them to your meal. I'm not being very neat here, but that's okay. I think it's okay. We just want to make sure we fill them up. That's really the ultimate thing here, is to fill each one up. This smells so good. I wish I could put the smell inside of the video. That would be totally worth it, but it's all right. You will enjoy it on your own when you make this recipe. Okay, and there we go. So we have this good to go. I actually got an ice cube container that I can seal. This goes into the freezer, and then whenever I need it, I'll pop out an ice cube and put it in there and work my beans. I'll probably put the bean recipe on another video. We'll see. Bye for now.